everybody, and welcome back to yet again another Getting to Know the Artist. I am Wiggles, and today we're here with Whoopsie Daisy. I hope you guys bring your questions, load them up in the chat. I am excited to get to know you better as a person. My little intro is I found him through a YouTube video on. I don't even know exactly. It's Peter, I think was his
Peter
name.
Santinello.
Okay, yeah, I didn't write down the name, but he was exploring. Um, where, what you was that the what was it? What I don't remember the whole
So
background
it
of.
was a tour of Mount Shasta, California.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. And living in the woods, and then you guys also went to like a what is it, Indian like prayer. I don't remember exactly, but it was a really cool place, and like the video just really I don't know, it hit me. I watched the whole thing, and it's like an hour and something, and I have a pretty short attention span, really, because well, I'm ADHD and whatnot. But like, it was an incredible, moving video, and you and your story, how you started. We'll get to that. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, I'll try to link that video in the description of this video, perhaps, so they can see how I got the introduction. But forget all that right now. We're gonna get to know you right now as an artist, because this man makes music. We have some people in the chat already. I just want to say thank y'all that are in here. We have Sapphire, Arch, Insane Lycan, Stefan, Whoop Whoop. What's up, y'all? I appreciate you showing up. Please hit the like button, share it out. Let's get more people in here. All right. So we're gonna start with the first question. What's your name? Where was you born and raised? And where do you currently live now?
So my name, I go by Tree. My clown name is Whoopsie Daisy, and my hip hop name is ELkhemit. And I'm from Utah, actually. I was all around the South Salt Lake area, up in the hood, and I was in southern Utah, and I was all around pushing trees and keeping my homies high and doing that, living that lifestyle for quite a while. And when it got too hot there for me, things kind of came to a head, and I had to get out. And my public defender said, "You ever think about moving?" So I ended up moving. I said, "All right, I guess now's the time." Ended up going to Colorado, and that started a whole journey of 2 years living in Colorado. And at the end of those 2 years, I was I had been. I'll just say, because this seems like a type of channel I could talk about this. I got dosed in Denver. Don't know when it happened, but crashed super hard, lost my mind, ended up treating myself with other psychedelic medicines. I was cooking my own ayahuasca in my apartment, ended up channeling some crazy energies. They said, "You got to go to Mount Shasta, and we're going to give you a car, and we're going to hook you up. You're going to go on this journey. You're going to travel around California, live in Mount Shasta, and be nomadic and suffer for 3 years. And at the end of those 3 years, you'll have everything you ever wanted." And it's true. I did end up with a house and a job and a girlfriend that we're not together anymore. But everything that I wanted came through my reality because I was free, because I was willing to feel the pain and go through my process of healing in Mount Shasta. And I think that's why a lot of people deeply connected with that video, because
Okay.
I'm free. Like, I have something a lot of people don't have. Like, I make money off of my music, like, because I pushed myself to that point. I got that dude to give me the interview. Took me 3 months to get him, linked in and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
it's really interesting because around the time you messaged me was like when my clown journey started to really pick up, and when I was like,
Wow.
yeah. So it was like destiny, and everything with the clown thing has been destiny. I'm in Eugene, Oregon now because too many people recognize me in Shasta. Too many people. I was too famous there. It was too overwhelming. I'm like ADHD on the autism spectrum. So it was too much. I had to dip. And I ended up in Eugene because there's a lot of clowns here, apparently.
Absolutely.
And linked up with this girl, and she started taking me down the clown rabbit hole, making me a clown, and showing me all the ICP stuff, like all the good tracks. Like, I think the first one that I heard that I was like, "Whoa, I get it now," was Hocus Pocus. I think that's like a
Hocus
big
Pocus
anthem
is dope.
for
That's a
sure.
pretty good one. I,
Yeah,
I
it's
would
like one.
suggest like, I don't know, going back to the beginning, the whole discography, if you haven't listened to it by now yet, is great.
I'm
But
going
like,
through it.
Great Malenko is like, I think, the best CD to like come into. That's actually my introduction just 20 years ago, not
Yep.
right now. So
Right.
this has been my life, you know.
Right.
So but Great Malenko is a good track, album, whatever. I think for anybody to just dive into and listen to, and then just follow up, either backtrack or go forward or whatever.
I
And
jump
that,
around a lot for sure. Like I like to find the good secret shit. Like I've been finding some good tracks on Bizarre. Like one
hmm
really good one I heard, it was called If, and he's like talking about like if I was a tire, I'd be like if I was a machine,
yeah,
I'd be like fuck. And I'm just like, dude, I heard that one. I'm like, this man is a fucking genius. Like, all through my journey with the ICP shit, I'm like, this dude is a fucking genius. Like, I'm super into Wu Tang and boom bap and all the '90s hip hop, and like, I
right.
felt a deep similarity with the ICP thing. Like with the it's like Wu Tang's on some kung fu shit, and they got all the people following them, but like the execution of those like earlier beats and just like the hardcore boom bap fucking real raw hip hop shit, it was like really ahead of its time actually.
Absolutely. And like ICP is the only ones to do it all on their own, reject all handouts, and be as successful as they have became. And they're still underground. They're now finally getting mainstream notice, but they're still underground. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
they have their own events and like it's crazy, but no, that's cool. I'm glad, regardless of if you said you and old girl worked out or not. I'm glad that you found our music, and I think it really just comes down to like everybody discovers them maybe when they need them most, or maybe not. For me, it was when I was young, and my parents wasn't about it. My cousin came and started living with us, and he was wearing a Great Malenko jersey and had his hair spider braided, and I was like 12, 13, and I'm like, what the is this, man? And then that was it. That was a wrap. And shortly after, I've been on my own since I was 16, and it
Same.
just kind of it fit the profile. Now I'm about to be 33 or whatever, so it's been a long ride. And ICP is kind of, I give them credit for saving me in times of some great misery and whatnot. So yeah,
Right.
but what inspired you to start making music? Like, what was the switch that said, I want to do this, or I think I can do this?
It was, man, it was an evolution of a period of time for sure. Like I always knew that hip hop, like from the time I was like 13 or 14, my brother Philly, he was my adopted brother, loaded my Zune up with all this shit. And he was a black dude from the hood, so like, and he basically fucking raised me. So if some people pick up on some wigga shit with me sometimes, it's because I was raised by a fucking black dude from the hood, straight up. And my music taste comes from the same dude. And he listened to everything too. Like, he was on some My Chemical Romance, The Used, on like all the emo shit, Deftones, A Perfect
Right, right,
Circle, but also shitloads of hip hop. Like, and some ICP was in there for sure. Like, dude listened to everything. He had a master fucking music taste. So like
right.
from that very young age, I learned to read early on because my mom was an English teacher. I learned to write early on, and I was speaking pretty far ahead of like most of my peers, and at a young age.
Right.
So when the hip hop came through, I was like, oh, this is poetry. This is master musicianship in poetry. Then I became a drummer around the time I was 14. That's all I did, 8 hours a day, sit in the basement and practice drums. So words, reading, all these things, and then drums, it gave me the ability to have a lyrical cadence that, I'm going to be real, a lot of people, like, we're on some hip hop shit. I'm a fucking brag if I have to. A lot of people can't touch my cadence, and a lot of people can't touch my flow, and that is because I actually fucking learned how to read music and put rhythms together, while also being raised by a fucking English teacher and getting fed a lot of fucking big words, and not even like, I would be like, me and my friend, and she'd be like, you and who? I'd be like, my friend and I. Fuck. Sorry.
Yeah. All literate and perfect, yeah.
Yep, like grammar Nazi. So yeah, over time, it just developed in my mind that I was like, I could do this. Like, from the time I was 14, I was like, dude, I could fucking do this. Like, I know I have what it takes, and I love
So
it.
So I write poetry from time to time, but I ain't no rapper. I know I ain't no rapper, so that's the difference. I understand poetry is pretty much the same thing. Or you should say music is pretty much poetry, not poetry is music. But however, there's still some skill that is needed and applied vocally and lyrically, and so no, I applaud artists that can do it and actually do it well. Who do you look up to in the music industry?
I think that one of the main, I mentioned My Chemical Romance earlier. I feel like my clown makeup connects in with bands like that. Like, they did the Black Parade, and that was like very like circus themed, and then like, besides that, like, just the way Gerard Way like made himself a legend. Like, everyone at the time was kind of just like, oh, they're just some fucking crazy emo band. No one really knew what was going on, and now they're still playing shows. So that's big. And then RZA of the Wu-Tang Clan, like, just his ability to keep making beats, and be a producer, and then also a musician. And the fact that, like, man, you there ain't a lot of rappers stay around too long because they live too hard. And I don't know, I model myself after him in that same way, that he's like able to sustain himself by being a fucking healthy person. So there's an element of things with that, like, for sure. And then like recently, my muse has been fucking Violent J, because those beats, man, like, just the curation of sounds that you could tell that man fucking put into it, and the fact that he's still around, and that
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the series of albums and the story evolved into him being like, nah, it's God. And that to me was like, whoa, like, just the channeling of it, and the fact that, like, I think he said to a couple people, or maybe in his book, that like he was channeling, like, the whole thing wasn't even him, he was just channeling it, you know? So I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing as well. Like, I'm entering a psychedelic trance with plant medicines, and then just channeling. And like
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
go into the studio, like the last time I recorded an album, we got a hotel for 3 days, and I just like we made the beats, and then I had 12 hours to do the vocals for 11 tracks, and none of the songs were written. So I wrote and recorded 11 songs in 12 hours, and I wasn't even
Crazy.
fucking here, dude. Like I was
But
somewhere else, but
it
something
came
was
out.
it came out. And when he started mixing it, no, when he finished, my producer finished mixing and mastering the whole thing, that's when I heard it, and I started crying because I was like, whoa, dude, like something came through on this one.
That's what's
So
up. And what's that album called?
it's called Legend of the Drunken Fist.
I love
Yeah.
it. Um, any current projects in the work now, or what's next? What's going on with you right now, man?
Clown rap.
Clown
I'm
rap.
a clown first, and then everything else, whatever you want to say that I am, I could be that if you need me to be that. But right now I'm like I'm tapping into some interdimensional clown magic. I'm going out as a clown every other day in Eugene and just interacting and just playing, and it's opening up my reality in a way that I cannot explain. Like it's
Oh
something
yeah,
about
because some of the
this.
reactions you get are like just unreal. But if you don't care, and I'm not to say that you don't care, but you don't care about those negatives, you don't let them. It's just it's like you overcome boundaries by being well for
Yep.
us a juggalo being yourself. Because I'm a weirdo, so fucking what, type beat. And then the ones that embrace you, they embrace you hard. They fucking they love that shit. So it's an awesome thing, at least to me. So I completely understand. You got any? Are you working on any like new songs and stuff though currently, or
Got
any
beats. I got the
projects?
beats in the works. I got the lyrics. Like I live in my van, and like every day I just like I get to where I can to climb in the back and create, and I create, or I go to a coffee shop and I create, and like the just like the living as a clown inspires the sounds. Like I'm curating, like it's very like circus themed, carnival magic, hardcore, but also like yeah, it's there's a lot of good clown rhymes in the
I'm
works.
curious. I'm definitely curious. Uh, what do you think is your favorite song that you have made so far?
It's too hard, but right now it's the first one that I made with my producer. It's called Dark in the Light. And I
All
feel like it's
right.
the type of shit I'm on because the hook is literally the dark in the light, the light in the dark in the light, the light in the dark in the light. And it's just
Yeah.
like that's the vibe, like everything in life is that. Like there is light in the darkness and darkness in the light, and like I'm not trying to ignore either one or embrace either one too much. It's the balance. Like
Yeah,
I'm a fucking crazy
absolutely.
motherfucker too, but I'm also an angel. And like I was on some hippie shit once, but now I'm at the point where it's like if you're fucking with my homies, you're gonna get fucked up by a clown. And and if you're on some love shit and you're trying to fucking bless me up, then you're gonna get blessed up 10 fucking fold. Like that's the light, the
That's
dark, dark and the light.
that's me. I try to walk a real fine balance of the good and evil, if you will, or whatever. I don't conspicuously be mean. In fact, I overwhelmingly give love. But
Same.
I can be that demon.
If you need to be, sometimes
And-
that's the balance. Like if that's what's projected from the darkness, from the universe, from the forces of whatever the fuck, like to fold in the face of that, nah, we don't. There ain't no reason to do that. Like,
Right. Tony Stones, whoop whoop, what's good, man? I see you in there. Uh, realistically, where do you see yourself in 5 years in the music aspect, not of what's going on personally? Like, I guess it is personal in your life. You know what I'm saying? Not the band life, not the whatever. Just musically, where do you hope to be? What's a 5 year plan? You know, where do you think you'll be in 5 years with your music? Do you want to be on a label? Do you want to be signed? Do you think you'll still be solo dolo underground? Will you have your own LLC, or what's the game plan for a 5 year period from right now? If I get a hold of you in 5 years and say, Kimmy, let's rerun this, what's going on?
well, I'll definitely reach out to you because I'll remember this shit. I'll remember the day that you asked this because, man, like, people can have their doubts about what I do, but like everything that I said I was gonna do, I did. Like, my music wasn't always where it is now. Like, I deleted everything that I made because it didn't hold up to what I do now. And that was years of work that I just trashed because I was like, nah, this is it. And this is going to the top. And this is going to be like, believe it or don't, but like, I fucking know it. And a few other people do. And I've had some pretty big motherfuckers come out in the hip hop scene, like Illuminati Congo and David Sebastian and a lot of different people. Yeah,
um
and
Zach in the
they've come out
chat.
and been like, dude, this is gonna fucking, this could be whatever you want it to be, and I'm gonna like, so whatever that means, like if I end up being independent and starting my own record label and doing it that way, or if someone offers me a good enough deal where I keep my masters even in 5 years, give me back my masters in 5 years, and I'll take a fat percentage until then. If that's the most successful thing that I can do to be number one, to take this as high as it can go for the music, for hip hop, because like,
Right.
for the realness, for something real to exist and continue to thrive. Like, I said to my homegirl the other day, I'm like, we're gonna fucking meet Violent J, dude. We're gonna sit down with like all our heroes. This is going as far as it can go. Like,
I got to do that. I got to do it for the first time ever last year at the
fuck
gathering,
yeah.
meeting Violent J and Shaggy. That was the greatest shit. I got him to sign an 1859 Fago bottle, and
Woo!
Shaggy looked at it. He said, "Man, this thing came out when we were in our dad's nuts." I lost it, dude. I'm like, yeah, like that. I'll remember that to the day I die, unless I get dementia. And then if that's the case, at least I'll still have the bottle. I'm like, huh,
Yeah.
what's this? you know. So no, that's beautiful, man. I just like to ask it. It's a general question. When you have 5 year game plan, typically most artists kind of set out goals or whatever, and it's just kind of cool to see where people say. And then, of course, if I am in fact still doing this type of thing, I really do want to try to reach out to some of these artists and be like, hey, 5 years went by. Let's see what's up. So, no, that's cool. If you were not doing music, though, for whatever reason, what do you think you would be doing right now? Do you have another hobby, another passion? Do you think you'd just be working a 9 to 5 grind, or what do you think you'd be doing?
Man, if I didn't have music, I'd probably be a crackhead.
Ooh,
I
hey,
probably just being. You want the real truth? You want the fucking real answer?
I don't
If I
want you
didn't
to
have music,
sugarcoat it. It's your interview.
yeah, man. If I didn't have music, I'd probably be just. I'd be one of the people in Eugene screaming at the sky.
Yeah,
Like,
I get it. Talking to the
because with
sky
the shit
people.
that I've been through and the traumas that I have and like the things that I have to deal with and heal, like, I just couldn't do it without music.
Well, then, how about when you was a kid, though? What did you want to be as a kid? Did you want to be a
I like
musician
that
or an
question. I wanted to be a
astronaut?
firefighter.
You really did?
Yeah.
No kidding. That's awesome. I'm wearing a firefighter shirt. It ain't mine. My brother Anthony's a volunteer. Um,
Whoa.
that that's admirable. I wanted to be a cop for like a short period of time, and then that changed. Uh, from there, I don't know. I never really set no. I never thought about shit like that. But I still like to ask people that have became artists and stuff if they wanted to be an artist as a kid or something else. You know, typically a kid wants to be an astronaut or a race car driver. I guess a firefighter. I don't. That's what's up, dude. That's an awesome. Even though obviously you didn't become one. TZ, you're still a cop. Don't say I'm a cop. You're a cop. Okay. I don't know if you can see the chat, but that's my homie. That's my homegirl, TZ, and she's a cop. But anyways, yeah. So that's pretty cool. By the way, Cheesy, it's nice to see you in here, lady. Um, then now I lost my. Okay, so you obviously know, or at least have heard of our celebration, the Gathering of the Juggalos, correct?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to it? And if not, would you ever attend and perform if given the opportunity?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm trying to go this year, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to do my clown thing, whether explicitly invited to or not. I'll be there with the speaker doing clown raps.
Oh no, I mean most people do some shit, and if you get there early, you can do the parking lot party. People show up like a week early, bro, and they just add it out there in the parking lot before the main event even starts. But if you show up, that'd be dope as shit. I'm gonna find you. You gotta remember me, and I don't know. I'll try to give you the guided tour or something. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
nothing, but it'd be cool as fuck to see you there because it'd be like, hey, I know you, and not that I'm somebody famous, but people know me, so it would be a cool thing,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
community is good, man. Like, and I'm
Yeah,
always grateful when people are down to just be loving and like protective and help people get guided through things. Because I've had like I was in the Grateful Dead community for a while, going to never went into the shows, but I was on lot, and yeah, it's that's the kind of vibe I'm down on for sure. Just people
absolutely.
taking care of each other.
Yeah, we all embrace each other. Well, unless you're on some dumb shit, and then that might be different. But generally, it's all love. It's good vibes. It's like it's almost like you. Well, I'm sure it's like a trip for 4 days straight, but a good trip, a good high. You know, like because it's you ain't even got to do nothing, and you have a euphoric like feeling. As soon as you're approaching the gates, it's like you just feel the overwhelming love. Just it's something like nothing I've ever experienced. If you could collaborate with any artist, mainstream or underground, and perhaps give us one or two from both, who would it be?
Hmm, that's a tough one. In a fantasy world, I would maybe rap on a RZA beat, or in a fantasy world, I'd make a beat for someone decently big in the Juggalo community, like Ouija Mac, or that would be ideal, honestly.
That's that's my dude.
Because
Now, now,
I've
now you
got some
just
fire
sweetening up
shit.
to me. That's all you doing. That's my dude, boy. I love me some Ouija.
Yeah, he's dope.
No, that's cool, man. Is who do you like that's like underground that hasn't quite that's like on your level or maybe a little higher but still not mainstream?
Well, I got to make a song with Illuminati Congo. And that
That's
was
what's
like
up.
something I said 5 years ago. I was like, dude, I'm gonna have a song with Illuminati Congo, because he's like huge in the conscious hip hop community.
Okay.
Big
I
up
think
Cleveland when you
I think
come,
I've
man.
heard the name, but I'm not gonna sit here and say I listen. Like I might have to check them out now, just because you said you made a song with them. I feel like I've heard the name, and I might have heard a song or so, but not that I like regularly listen or something like that. Uh, Sorry, I lost my track here where I was on the question list. Have you ever met anyone famous to you? And I like to answer this question myself with, obviously I just told you I met Violent J and Shaggy, and that's like top tier, you know what I'm saying? But also going to the gathering, I've got to run into other artists that just walk amongst us. I've met Ouija a couple few dozen times, but I also met Polly Shore once. So
Whoa.
yeah, I like to use that as an example. So have you met anyone famous to you?
Well, when I was younger, I shook hands with Obama.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I did.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. Like, I could
The
top that off.
president,
I
and
met
actually
Tom
a
Cruise.
cool
Well, I shook
president.
hands with the first black president, motherfucker.
Right. How many people can say, well, I don't know, probably a few, but that's
Yeah.
still dope. Like, I can't say that. I never met him. I never been close to him. Nothing. I don't think I've ever been around any president. So,
Yeah, I was at
yeah.
a rally when he was still running, and I got close enough, and it I was like fighting to get up there, and he could tell, and he laughed, and he looked at me, and he laughed and hesitated, and then shook my hand like, "You're a crazy motherfucker."
Right, that's freaking dope. Yeah, not too many people I think can actually have that story. Um, all right, Obama. Anybody's okay. So point blank, I've done. You're my 102nd, I do believe, interview now on this
Whoa.
series, and I don't think nobody said a president. So yeah. Um, what is your favorite color?
um, right now, pink.
Pink. Mine is red. Uh, what is your favorite domesticated? So like at home animal and wild type animal.
Probably, I don't know. It's tough. Man, probably like I like cats a lot. Like dogs just bark and shit, and like I don't want to have a cat or a dog, but like I probably prefer cats over dogs.
All right, and then
And
a wild animal.
probably like a jungle cat. Like I feel deeply connected to owls too, but like black panthers and pumas and yeah. They're
I dig
wild,
it.
man. Like if they get you, you're not even gonna know because they get you from behind and they just like latch
You're
onto the
done.
back of the neck and you're done.
So that's ironic. Mine is dogs, so domestic, but I own some cats. I have snakes. I got fish. I have all kinds of animals. I love animals more than people. So,
Nice.
but mine would be dogs, pit bulls specifically, but I like all dogs generally. And ironically, my wild animal is a white tiger because they're not supposed to exist, and they'll lure you in and kill you.
Whoa.
Like that's what's awesome that you said big cats. Um, being in the underground scene, how do you try to separate yourself from other artists?
Making better music.
Ooh, awful cocky.
I
Nah.
mean, listen to my
You
music.
think you think you got a different style than people, or just everything you do is different from like a whole different sound, or
I think
I mean,
that me and my producer are really locked in, and he's a professional, and our sonics are perfect, and our sampling is perfect, and it's like a lot of musicality and actual knowledge of how to run these programs and like produce something that is like gonna last forever. Like like not anyone, like some people be making old school beats and some people be making trap beats. Nobody's making both. And I
Right.
think we are like we got the old school style, the old school samples, the soul type vibe, but with fucking massive 808s and like
Right. Some
bass.
up.
Yeah. Like you listen to, especially like this last one, you listen to that one in a car with the system, it's gonna shake the fucking galaxy. Like our shit shakes booties, you know?
Okay. I feel it. That's awesome. Um, I gotta stop saying That's very unprofessional for streaming. But I'm not too professional. Anyhow, what music did your parents listen to? And do you think that affected what kind of music you listen to and how you make music at all?
Well, it's funny because my dad, like my parents were Mormon, but my dad, he was like, he was kind of a junkie and he would like kind of take me out when he was gonna go use and shit sometimes. And he put on Eminem. And every time he'd
Oh,
look over and be like, do not tell your mom that we're listening to this. Not don't tell your mom I'm doing drugs because I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, but don't tell your mom about the Eminem. And that's just, it's funny because yeah, that was my dad, and then my mom was like a choir singer, and my grandpa was super into jazz and
there you
old
go.
old
Ain't nothing
movies and
wrong with
stuff.
old jazz.
Yeah,
Um,
that's good.
I remember that from your that video with Peter. You said actually, if I may bring it up, and you can tell me you don't want to discuss it, but your parents were very religious with Mormon, and then they actually left the religion, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a part in that video that just like shocked me because you said they pretty much said either get back with church and whatever or go on about yourself, and like I related to that in a different way, not necessarily church. My mom was a Bible thumper for quite a chunk of my life, but she chose to dip on me, you know what I'm saying, and gave me the option to like run with her and the old man from a parole violation or be on my own and continue high school. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay here, see ya. But just that like that like separation and like not just, I mean, it is kind of abandonment, you know what I'm saying? But like it was just a relatable thing in that video that like just kept me watching the whole thing, even though my family ain't Mormon or whatever. But yeah, so that was just that's just something that popped in my head, and I had to bring it up. Y'all definitely got to go if you're watching this. You got to check out that video. I'm gonna have to find the link. Maybe he has the link. I know it's in my history. That's a
If you
good
just type
video
in
too.
Mount Shasta on YouTube, you will see Peter Santinello and my face. It's the first thing that
Yes,
comes up.
there you go. It's if you got an hour, I think it's maybe a little longer. Watch it. Um, do you have any siblings, and do they support your music?
Yeah, my brother buys my albums. A lot of my siblings just don't even know what's going on with me because they're, yeah, lots of family trauma and stuff. So
Okay,
people are
okay.
just really separated. Like my brother like knows that I exist, but we don't talk. So
I'm sorry to hear that. Sometimes it could possibly be for the better. I don't know.
I think
That
it is.
sounds
Yeah.
rough, but you know what I'm saying? Like you're just on your own course, and that's okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Um, if you had met the younger version of yourself, say 12 or 13, though, would you give yourself any advice?
I would just say you're eventually gonna be cool, bro. At least a little bit. Don't expect.
That's what's up. Listen, I think it says there's a few people hanging out. If anybody has any questions that's actually watching, please drop them in the comments. I'll pull him up. We'll ask him, get his answer on him or whatever. This hour is a weird hour, so it's not as busy as the streams normally are. But we wanted to make it happen, and with his circumstances, this is how it had to work. So y'all on the replay are like technically not missing nothing from the live. You can ask questions too, and I'll get those answers. Um, moving forward, do you think? Because did, how long have you officially been making music? Firstly, let me ask that before I ask this next question.
Oh, I've been playing in bands and making music for like 10 years now. I've been doing hip hop for like 5 years.
Okay. I asked that to ask this. Do you think the skill came natural or did you have to learn and practice? Like some people wake up and have a given talent and other people wake up and say, "Hey, I want to do that." And they practice really hard and they're equally competitive in, whatever it may be. Do you think it came more natural or you really, struggled but then worked through things and now you're better off?
Um, I think that it was a little bit of both for me. Like, it took me a while to pick it up, but once I got it, I got it.
Right, right,
And
right,
I could just run with it. Like, I feel like I understand music for like me and my producer. Like, I think that's why we're best friends. We understand music from a place that not a lot of people will ever see music from.
right, right. And it's cool that you have that connection. Some people, it's just all business, and don't get me wrong, that can be okay too because everybody got to eat. You know what I'm saying? But if you actually can have a bond, a connection with who you're working with, stuff works better. I think that's common sense. But no, that's awesome. Uh, Okay, this next question's kind of like a three-part. It's weird. I gotta word it or whatever different. Someday. I've said that 102 times now, and I never change it because it works. Who or what inspired slash came up with your stage name, and then if you in fact have a logo that is identifiably you, so with your stage name, rather it's on a hat or a shirt or whatever. So do you have a logo? And how did you come up with it or create it? And how did you come up with your stage name?
Well, ELkhemit was just like it was actually an Illuminati Congo song. It was called Alchemit. It was like alchemist, but alchemit, because Kemet is like the name of Egypt before they called it Egypt. Is the black land. That's what it translates to. Kemet means black land, which is fertile soil. And that was where they say the soil was like black and glittering with little specks of gold and pyrite, and they could grow crazy shit, real good weed, I think. And and they were able to build pyramids and shit with the knowledge and the vibrational frequencies of the land. So actually, if you make a song in a DAW, you start tracking the vocals, and it goes like this, downward in a pyramid, forward in the file. It's like one half of a pyramid. So if you make a mirror image of the vocal file, it's a big
Okay.
pyramid. It's a pyramid of
Right, going
sound.
back up. That's dope.
So that's
Okay.
that's where that came from. And then Whoopsie Daisy is my clown name. And that's because I like to go around and just kind of knock shit over in grocery stores and just like jump around and act like just it's not even like acting, it just like happens. It just naturally
Right.
unfolds as the spirit of the clown flows through me. So it's like Whoopsie Daisy. and there's
I
also
dig
a
it.
little whoop in there for we got
Right.
half the whoop whoop, so
Yep. Yeah. I get it. That's what's up. That's clever. And then, do you have a logo or an icon for
I'm
your
working
music?
on it. I feel like there's gonna be a couple. It'll be like an eye and a pyramid because I think that we're the true Illuminati, like the those of us illuminating the earth for good, not evil. That's true illuminated beings. And then I'm
Right.
gonna have like a clown logo for sure as
Okay.
well. And
That's
there'll
what's
be
up. And
stickers of those things.
is your producer or your mixer master dude? Is he a clown or he's clown adjacent and he just enjoys music and
He
whatnot?
just enjoys music and he
That's
supports my clowning for sure.
that's okay. That's quite all right. All right. Next question I got for you is what is your favorite movie? And if you can't pick one, maybe give us like a few, like top three.
The Joaquin Phoenix Joker is definitely one of them. Like maybe number one. It's like been my favorite. And then there's a movie called Stranger Than Fiction. It's like a Will Ferrell movie, but he's
Um,
actually serious in that one. Will Ferrell is
yeah.
a serious character. It's pretty funny. It's very good philosophical material as well. And then like I just wrote an album about Beggar Sue, who is like the guy who revolutionized Drunken Master philosophy. And yeah, True Legend, fucking good movie. Best kung fu movie ever.
Okay. If I'm put on the spot, I'm saying Blow with Johnny Depp. That's just my
Hell
shit.
yeah.
As a kid, I watched it like on repeat, dude, like over and over and over VHS. Like that was my shit. I don't know why. I related to it. And like at the end when he freaking screws over his kid, I felt that at a young age. I just maybe because, absent of my father and blah 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 or I don't know, but yeah, that movie hit home for me. But yeah. Uh I don't know if I'm for a second. See, I can't even answer my own questions that I ask y'all and expect you to answer. Um, I don't watch a whole lot of movies anymore. I don't know.
I'm letting you know, I probably have like 20 good minutes left.
20 good minutes. Hey, that's all right because we're actually right here near the end where I typically ask some little game questions and they go pretty quick either or.
Nice.
But what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna ask this question that my old lady asked in the chat. So I'm gonna put it up here on the screen and she says, I know, I got it. If you could be an animal, would you what would you be? Okay, if you could be an animal or a fictional character, what would you be? She's a furry artist and she does digital art and draws and stuff like that on the side. And occasionally, she'll pick one of my artists when she ain't got no commissions and just draw them up as something. She drew Ouija as a little chibi in a bathtub of blood and he shared it all over and whatnot. That was pretty cool. And yeah, so if you could be a fictional character or an animal, what would it be?
Clown Dragon, for
A
sure.
clown dragon?
Clown Dragon, that would be the coolest shit ever. Like me as a dragon, but I still have my face as a clown on a dragon body.
Right, right.
I'd be a little extra sinister, I think, because I'd have dragon brain. Like dragons are kind of like wild motherfuckers. You never know with them dragons.
All right. I think she's still watching, and she can just refer back to it. It'd be really cool if she drew you up. How about this? We're gonna skip to if you were given $5,000 cash money, but you had to pick one store and spend it all immediately. Where would you go, and what would you be buying?
Um, Synthesizers and beat making shit.
Okay, probably a local music store or something like that. All right. Um,
They're expensive, man.
well, let's see. What should we use then as, how about a last question? Okay, here you go. You've lived on the coast at some point anyhow. Uh the best, fill in the blank. The best part about the beach is blank.
Um, Titties? I don't know.
I set you guys up for fail with that question, but I have a whole different answer for it. Um, personally, obviously the view's nice, right? We're men, even women like the view, so it's a neutral thing. But I really like the nature aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like when you step up to the water, and I've never been to an ocean, but it's the same effect at a freshwater beach,
You
a
never
big
been to
lake,
an
or
ocean?
nope,
Oh
never.
man, you got we got to get you out to the West Coast.
Man, I have a lot of homies over there that have said that same thing. It's just time, money, life, da 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 da. But
We're gonna make it happen somehow, some way.
when you step up to a big body of water, toes in the water, half in the sand, and you're looking at it, you know what I'm saying? You're taking that in. There's nothing bigger than Mother Nature. You can't beat her.
Facts.
You can't. And if you just let go and give in to her, your life can be a lot better too. So like there's just something very powerful about it. And for me, that's the best part about going to the beach or even going for a hike in the woods or whatever it may be. Just touch some grass. You know what I'm saying? Get out there,
Straight
forget
the fuck
about
up.
what's going on in your world, and just let go for a minute. And I promise you, you will notice a difference, at least for that day. You know what I'm saying? You'll feel a lot better and grounded. So yeah, that's probably my favorite part about going to a beach. I'm sure going to the ocean that would be amplified because that's a big body of water. However, I don't like sharks. Not that I hate them, but I respect them. And there's no shark infested water. There's human infested water. That's their home. But
Straight
I
up.
respectfully don't want to go out in their home.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Look, man. I appreciate you winging this out of nowhere. I know you said you only had like 20 minutes. What I'm gonna do is, if you have anything you want to promote real quick or any shout outs that you want to give, this would be the time for you to do that. I'm gonna get absolutely any link that you want to share. So all of your platforms that your music is on or social medias, all of that's going to be shared at the very top of the description of this video. But if you have any just public shout outs or whatever you want to say real quick, and then I'll do my closing and we'll get you out of here.
Just man, if any, I don't know who's seeing this, but yeah, just shouts out to my homegirl Cordelia. I could put her Instagram there if she's down with it. I'll ask her because she's just really been my clown guru and a
I'm
really
curious to know who she is, especially if she's been a juggalo for a while. And be
she
kind of,
won Miss Juggalette one year.
yeah, see, that's gotta, she's gotta be down or been
Oh,
down
she's
for a while or
super
something.
super down.
That's
What?
awesome.
Okay, let me see her Instagram name. Actually, it's calling from beyond the grave. All one word, calling from beyond the grave.
I'm gonna look her up for sure, and then you ask her if she wants it shared, because I'm not just gonna
I'm
put
sure
her
she
stuff.
does. I'll double check, but yeah.
Right. And thank you. I appreciate it. I like to end my streams the same way. I'll never change that up. Tell somebody you love them, folks, because you don't know who needs to hear that, and it might be you that can change the way they're thinking, the way they're feeling, get them through the struggle, in that moment, in that day, in that time. You might have experienced something they're going through and know the answer, the right thing to tell them to help them overcome a hurdle. You don't know what somebody's going through just by looking at them. First time I was homeless, I was 19 years old, and people didn't think I was homeless outside sitting on a park bench. They thought I was just some dirty kid enjoying the weather or something. You never know, and there's no sense in just walking around hating all the time. There's a time and place for everything, but you know, tell somebody you love them, and take care of yourself.
Tell someone you
Whoopsie
love
daisies.
them.
I appreciate you, homie, and maybe we can get you back on for like a little shorter wrap up or whatever later on down the road. I wish you the best, and we're gonna get your links, and we're friends now, buddy. So we're connected. That ain't gonna change, and I'll be
Yeah, this
following
was
you.
fun, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. And if ever you just want to come kick it, I tell all my artists they're welcome to come back after their interview. If you're bored and you're on YouTube and you see me live in a different live, feel free to come in, come up on the chat just to be like, hey, whoop whoop, and dip out or whatever the case may be. You're always welcome, my
I'm
friend.
always
And
down to clown.
yep, I appreciate it. And have a good night, morning, whatever it is for you. For me, it's already morning. I think it's still night for you. I don't know. But yeah, thank you very much. And send me all of your links on Instagram, please.
I will. Thank you
Alrighty.
very much.
Have a good one. Whoop whoop!
Whoop, whoop.